Yan. So, again, this is your Sergel. Okay. So, yan. Pag-uusapan natin tonight is economics. Yan. Part 1 ng microeconomics. Okay? So, good evening, Jason, Stephanie, Darlene, May, Egoy. Good evening to Erica Joy Valbuena. Si Ma'am Jov. Good evening. Brian Alcazar, Lorena Torrenueva. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So, let me share to you my screen tonight. So, kindly have your let me share to you my screen and kindly have your manual with you. Okay, kasi marami tayong pag-uusapan. Okay, so let's proceed now. So, di ba, sabi ko sa inyo, there's a need for you to study on the ideologies. Okay, sabi ko, hindi na natin pag-uusapan muna yung ideologies at saka history of the economics. So, let's have first a recall on your, let's see kung nag-study ba talaga kayo ng history. Okay? Nag-study ba talaga kayo ng ideology? Okay? So, let's have a recall first. I will call a person. I will call your name. Once I will call your name, so you open your microphone. Okay? You unmute your microphone and then you speak to me. Okay? You say your correct, you say your answer. Okay? So, we have here, I will ask question to Ma'am Jov. Ayan, si Ma'am Jov. My question is, Ma'am Jov. Hello, Ma'am Jov. Hi, Ma'am Jov. Good evening. Are you busy or you cannot hear me? Hi, Ma'am Jov. Good evening. Ayan, so parang hindi ata makaano si Ma'am Jov. So, how about si Darlene? Ayan, Ma'am Darlene.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Ayan. So my question to you, ma'am, who is known as the father of economics, modern economics?
Smith and Adam Smith.
Okay, correct. It's Adam Smith. Okay, very good. So how about si Ma'am Lorena? Yeah, thank you very much, Ma'am Darlene. Ma'am
Good, sir.
Lorena. Hello, Ma'am Lorena. Lorena, good evening. No, nalabay lang.
Saan mo sa muli?
Yan, Ma'am Lorena, good evening. Ayan, parang hindi ata pwede mag-talk si Ma'am Lorena. Okay, si Jason. Okay, Jason, my question to you is, Jason, ano nangyari sa inyo? Bakit kinaka-off cam lahat? Ayan. So,
Yes, sir.
Jason, my question is, na-realize nyo na ninyo na pag na may ano. Okay, my question is, Philippines is what type of ideologies? Economic
Mix.
ideologies. Why mix?
Kasi may government, merong private owned.
Okay, what do you call a mixed economy?
It is called as wait lang sir, ay nasa dulo ng dila ko eh.
Tanggalin mo.
Nasa dulo ng dila ko sir eh, hindi mo sabi.
Okay, so how about the private? It is controlled by a private or yan, private property or private ownership. What do you call that? What ideologies is that?
Capitalism.
What?
Capitalism.
Very good. That is a capitalism. Pag sinabi mong private ownership or owned by a private firm or company or enterprise, that is what we call a capitalism. Okay, how about controlled by a government?
Communism.
Correct. That is communism. So now, what do you call the mixed economy?
Mix. Sa dulo talaga ng dila ko, Sir Dick.
Tanggalin natin yung dila.
Socialism?
What?
Socialism?
Very good. It's socialism. When we talk about socialism, it is a mix of communism and
Capitalism.
capitalism. Correct? Correct? Why? Why command economy yung communism? Because kinakailangan pa ng approval or kinakailangan pa ng command from the higher position in order to reflect or in order to para mag-take effect yung utos. So that's what we call a command economy or communism. So we talk about capitalism, that is a private ownership. Pagmamay-ari ng mga pribadong kumpanya. Yon. So when we talk about, how about the feudalism? What is feudalism? Differentiate feudalism and fascism.
Ako pa rin ba, Sir?
Yes. How can you differentiate feudalism and fascism? Hindi ka na lang. Si Stephanie na lang. Stephanie? Stephanie? Can you hear me, Stephanie? How about si Erica Joy Valbuena? Erica Joy. Ano ba nangyayari sa inyo? Bakit ayaw nyo magsalita? Si Ma'am Jov.
As in now na ba?
Okay. So, what do you mean by feudalism and fascism? Feudalism. Give me an idea of feudalism. A fascism, it is what? Controlled by a political. Okay? The country is controlled, or the economy is controlled by a political. Example is we have the North Korea. Yan. North Korea, it is controlled by a political. Okay? So, kaya nga hindi basta-basta pumasok sa North Korea. Okay? At hindi din basta-basta nagkakaroon ng trading off sa Korea, North Korea. Okay? Kahit nga si South tsaka si North Korea hindi pa nga nagbabate, actually. And then how about feudalism? Feudalism, it talks about the government that giving land, no, or agrarian reform. Okay, it's an agrarian reform land. It talks about the situation or the cases of agrarian reform land. Okay, so that is feudalism. Okay, always remember that kasi lumalabas yan sa board exam. Isa dyan sa mga tanong na yan ay lumalabas sa board exam. Okay, and we have here the economic goals. Ito hindi ko sa inyo natakal sa inyo sa introduction ng economics. Okay, so we talk about economic goals, no. We are in our economy, we have our goals, right? So we want to have we want to have a growing economy. Oh yeah, so we want to have a growth economy, developed economy. No, that's what we want. Okay, yan yung gusto-gusto ng mga tao talaga, to what? To prevent poverty, no? Para at least hindi tayo malugmok sa mga utang, ganon, and hindi din tayo yung mga poorest to the poor ay maaabot pa natin, and we can help them too. Okay, so that is what we call economic goals. So under economic goals, we have number 1, full employment. Pag sinabi mo full employment, ibig sabihin all the available resources, you use it to have a full employment. Ibig sabihin walang unemployment sa Pilipinas. Wala pong lahat po ay may trabaho. So hindi pa pwedeng tataas yung unemployment rate. However, the status of the employment rate in the Philippines is mas mataas pa ang unemployment rate kaysa sa employment rate, right? If you can observe, what are you going to do now? You research on the employment rate. Kasi somehow lumalabas din sa board exam yung employment rate, no? Kung ano ba yung mas mataas. Ilan ba ang employment rate ngayon ng tsaka at ang unemployment rate. Pag sinabi mo employment rate, yun lang yung mga rate ng mga tao, ganoon lang kadaming mga tao ang may mga trabaho, right? Pag sinabi mo naman unemployment rate, yun yung mga taong walang mga trabaho. It may be walang available position sa government office, wala din tawag dyan, aside sa available position sa government or also in a private company, no, counted yan as employment rate. No, we have the private and the public, no? And then number 2, we have equity. Pag sinabi mong equity, it is an equal, no, distribution of wealth and income, no? Pare-parehas ang distribution ng kayamanan at yan ang income sa Tagalog, sa Filipino. Kita, yan, ayun. Inyong kita at inyong wealth and income. Okay? So letter C, we have, nakakaula ko barbecue, parang iba ata yung mind ko. Char. Okay. So you have letter C, efficiency. Ano ibig sabihin ng efficiency? You are using your full resources. No? You are using all your resources in order to produce a minimum or in order to produce a level of output. Okay? So hindi mo sinasayang yung iyong tawag dyan, hindi mo sinasayang yung mga resources mo. Yan, hindi mo sinasayang yung resources mo. Kumbaga, you are doing everything. You are using all the resources that you have, and that is efficiency. No? During my interview, the panel was asked me na the panel asked me na kung papipiliin ako, efficiency or efficiency or effectiveness. Ganon. So I answered efficiency. Okay? So pag efficient ka sa work mo, you are being effective already. Once you are efficient, it means that you use all of your resources and you will never say no. Kasi nga, pag tinatanong ka kahit hindi mo alam, but sasagutin mo lang na you will do your best to look for a solution to the problem. And that being efficient. Okay? And then you are also doing your full capability and ability to what? Capability to produce a good standard of your output, a good quality of output, and that is efficiency. Kung mapipiliin ka, of course you will answer efficiency. If you answer effectiveness, it means that di pa natin alam, but it depends on the situation. However, some of the people answered effectiveness. Ibig sabihin, kahit walang boss, dapat nagtatrabaho ka pa rin. Okay? So dapat maging efficient ka, whether you have boss, even your boss is present or not. You should be efficient. And at the same time, you should be effective. Okay? Letter D is economic growth. What do you mean by economic growth? It means that the country is not experiencing poverty incidents. Hindi tumataas yung poverty level. Okay? And then nagkakaroon ng expansion of production, walang delay. Walang delaying of production, walang delaying ng sahod, ganon. So that is economic growth. Okay? And the same time, pag sabi natin economic growth, there is also a development on the technology. You are go with the flow, with the trends. Ayon. And then yung mga innovation, no? Technology innovation. Yung mga bagong gawa, a new technology na bagong gawa that can be used in the production, no, to prevent delaying of the production. Okay, so that's one of the important thing. And then other than that, there's an increase in employment. So that's how you're going to define economic growth. Okay, and at the same time, no, the reason, no, that there should be a full employment because it affected our national income. Okay, ang national income natin ay nakadepende sa total employment. Okay? Kasi saan ba kumukuha ng income ang gobyerno? Of course, dun sa mga employed. At not just sa employed, pero usually, ang pinakano nila is mga employed. Sa company, right? Sa company, yung mga taxes ng company. Okay? So, pero ang pinakamadali talaga is yun sa mga employed. Mga taxes, mga malalaki yung mga taxes. Okay? So that is economic growth. And we have, next, okay, so we have letter E, economic freedom. So as a Filipino, no, we have our Constitution, Philippine Constitution of 1987, no, Republic of the Philippines, and then we have what we call freedom of speech, right? Freedom to choose what we want to choose, right? No, and then freedom to express our ideas, no, ideals, opinions. So that is under economic freedom. Okay? My freedom kang, oh yes, freedom to love. Oh. Pero pag nasaktan ka, wag mong sisihin ang gobyerno. No, it's we have a freedom to love, but pag masaktan ka, wag mong sisihin ang gobyerno. Okay, so it's not part of the, it's not part of the constitution already. Okay, so that's economic freedom. So we have the freedom to choose what we want to choose. Huh? Walang makikialam sa iyo kung ano yung decision mo. Okay, except if you are doing thing that is unlawful, no? So hindi pa pwede 'yon. Okay? And we have letter F, we have price stability, no? Pag sinabi mong price stability, there is an absence of inflation. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng inflation? An inflation, it is the successive or the consecutive increasing of prices. Yon. Pagtaas ng presyo, tulad ng bigas, yung nangyari, no? Nagpagtaas ng presyo, and that is inflation. Okay? So you will see if there is an economic growth when our economy is hitting that goals, ibig sabihin walang nagkakaroon ng price stability at absence ang inflation. Okay? So there's no increase in the prices. However, sila pa yung nag-adjust, no? If the consumer cannot afford it, no, they are going to lower their prices as long as they gain profit. Okay? So in the price stability also, it has a wide fluctuations in prices. So malawak ang kanyang cycle on that. Malawak ang kanyang recession or malawak ang flow ng kanyang chart sa when it comes to varying or changes of the prices. Okay? And letter G, we have economic development. Okay, when it talks about economic development, makikita mo yan sa mga tao. There is already an improvement in the quality of life of the people. Okay, yung hanap buhay ng mga tao, there is already a development, no? And that is what we call economic development. So magkaiba yung kanilang definition. Okay? When we talk about economic development, yung mga tao ay hindi na nahihirapan humanap ng hanap buhay. So ibig sabihin, we have yung mga OFW umuwi na sa Pilipinas because there is a sapat, no? There is an enough employment to give or enough kita, also enough income to provide for the development of in the individual or for good or improvement of their quality life. Okay? And then we have letter H, economic security. Ano ibig sabihin ng economic security? It is the assurance of the fulfillment of economic needs of every member of society, including the handicapped. Ano ibig sabihin ng economic security? So we are securing our own goods or services. Example, mag-export ba tayo ng rice if we are lacking rice? Kasi tayo na nga ang nag-i-import ng rice from the other country, right? Vietnam, no? Sa Vietnam, sa Thailand, no? That's what we call a importation from the other country. Ngayon, kung nagkukulang tayo nagkaroon tayo ng pagkukulang sa imbakan ng mga bigas, no? Are we going to export a rice? Of course not, no? We are going to secure our rice because the economy is needing it. Okay? So that is what we call economic security. Okay? Okay, so that's it for the introduction of the economics na hindi ko na-tackle sa inyo. So let's proceed now to microeconomics. No? Microeconomics part 1. So what is microeconomics? Lagi kong inuulit sa inyo. Pag micro, it talks about individuals. Ano ba meron sa micro sa individuals? We talk about the demand, the supply, the market equilibrium. We talk about the elasticity. We talk about the individuals. No? Kung ano ba yung cost ng individuals. We talks also about the prices. Okay? So that is what we call microeconomics. Okay? So let's proceed to theory of production. Okay, paunahan mo natin yung theory of production. What do you mean by production? A production is a process of which transforming both fixed and variable inputs into finished goods and services. What do you mean by that? No? pag sinabi mong theory of production, from input, from raw materials, no, transforming into a finished goods, no? Ibig sabihin, a final goods, okay, that our consumer can consume. Okay, so that is what we call theory of production. So what are those fixed and variable inputs? What do you mean by fixed? What do you mean, by variable input? Pag sinabi mong fixed inputs, those are inputs that already fixed the amount. No, it will not vary. Okay, hindi siya nag-change. Fixed na talaga siya, yun na yun. When we talk about variable inputs, yun yung mga input that are changing. Okay, in the long run, it's changes. Okay, nag-change ang mga prices or nag-change ang quality. Okay? And it talks about production function. When we talk about production function, it is a technical relationship between the quantity of inputs used to produce a good and the quantity of output of that good. Ano ibig sabihin nun? If you're going to produce, no, if you're going to use an input, be sure that your input is equals to your quantity of output. Kung gaano kadami or kung gaano kagastos ka, dapat ganun din ka dami ang yung output. Let's say if you have an expenses of 500,000 in your raw materials you use to provide a product or an output, be sure that your output can be or can produce a profit of more than 500,000. So that mabawi mo yung mga ginastos mo and you will also regain income. Okay, so that is what we remember, quantity of input you use to produce a quantity of output. But be sure your input is equals to your output. Okay, always remember that. No, as a businessman, okay, pag ikaw ay nagnenegosyo, so kailangan pag ikaw ay nagnenegosyo, kailangan isipin mo yung profit. Mukha kang pera. Okay, dapat mukha kang pera. Hindi pa pwede hindi ka mukhang pera. Alangan na magnenegosyo ka, maglulugi ka rin pala. So, shut up na lang. Huwag ka na lang magnegosyo kung gano'n. Okay, so magnegosyo ka, dapat is point, and that is production function. Okay? Next is we have firm. What do you mean by a firm? A firm is concerned with the employment of resources in the production of goods or services. A firm is also called a company. Okay? Pag sinabi mong company, it is a firm. Pag sinabi mong firm, it is a company where the employment and the resources of the production happening. Okay? Pag sinabi mong firm, company agad ang nasa isip. Okay? Pag sinabi mong company, firm agad yan. Okay? Next, we have enterprise. Enterprise is a single production activity like two different enterprises in one production activity. What do you mean by enterprises? Enterprises, example, one company, yan, isa kang kumpanya, no? Isa kang kumpanya, pero isang firm, one firm, yan. Isang enterprises, pero madaming type ng mga productions ang kanyang nagagawa. Example, let's say Universal Robinson. Are you familiar with the Universal Robinson? Universal Robinson, hindi lang sila puro snacks. Right? Hindi lang sila puro snacks. There are also Universal Robinsons that producing soft. Okay? Shampoo. Yun. So, hindi lang snacks ang kanilang ginagawa. Example, ako. Okay, ako madami akong skills at saka madami akong talent. Kayo kong sumayaw, kayo kong kumanta, kayo kong magdrama, kayo kong magturo, kayo kong gano'n. So that is what we call, nag-iisa ako, pero ang dami kong kayang nagagawa. So that is what we call an enterprise. Okay? Enterprise po ang tawag doon. Isang firm pero ang dami niyang nagagawa. So that is enterprise. Ang dami niyang mga product na ginagawa. Linas Enterprise. O yun. Pag nakita mo yung Linas Enterprise, ibig sabihin, hindi lang isang product meron sila. Ibig sabihin, madami silang binibentang product. Okay? Kuha nyo na. So that is enterprise. Okay? So next is we have, a production is a process that create or adds value or utility. No, the production is also depending on the utility or the demand of the consumer. No, ano ibig sabihin ng utility? Yung utilize, no? Yung satisfaction ng consumption. Yon. Satisfaction of consumption that being utilized. Okay, that is utility. Always remember that utility, it is the satisfaction of the consumption that being utilized. Okay? Ito, hanggang dun yung level ng iyong utilization, and that is utility. Okay? It is a production, it is a process in which the inputs are converted in outputs or transforming inputs into outputs. So what are those inputs? And inputs are the factors of production. What are the factors of production? We have land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Always remember that. Okay? And outputs, we have also outputs. Pag sinabi mong outputs, that is final goods. Yon, mga output na galing sa iyong inputs na nagawa mo in turns into an output. So a fixed inputs and a variable output. So you have the factors of production that is carried out. The production is called inputs. Okay, who carried out the production? It is the factors of production, and factors production is also called as input. Okay. So land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship or management are example of inputs. They are inputs actually. So the input of factors, we have variable inputs and fixed inputs. Okay. So we have variable inputs and we have fixed inputs. Ano ibig sabihin ng fixed inputs at saka variable inputs? Pag sinabi mong fixed inputs, fixed na siya. Hindi na nagbabago, no? Remain the same in the short period of time. It remain the same, no? The same lang, ganun lang yung presyo na in the short period of time. Pero in the long run, sa takatagalan ng panahon, no, mag-iiba na yung presyo na. Example, nagpagawa ka ng bahay in 3 months. Yun, nagpagawa ka ng bahay in 3 months. So walang nagbago sa prices kasi short run lang yung 3 months eh. Okay, so walang nagbago sa presyo. So, ibig sabihin, in the short period of time na nagpagawa ka ng bahay, the price is fixed. Yun mga price niya. Pero kung nagpagawa ka ng bahay, like 1 taon or 2 taon mo pinagawa yung bahay kasi stop because of the, wala ka pang budget, no? Nagbabago ang prices. We know that every year, the prices is changing. Tama? Kasi because of the effect of the taxes that issued by the government. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin ngayon ng tinatawag nating fixed inputs in the long run is varying. Ibig sabihin nag-change in the long run. Example, 1 taon, 2 taon, siyempre mag-iiba na yung presyo. Yung dating bili mo ngayon ng kahoy or ng semento ay mura pa nung year 2021. Eh ngayon, kinontinue mo ng 2022 yung bahay mo, iba na ang presyo, nagmahal na siya. So, ibig sabihin, in the long run, yung type of fixed inputs ng short run ay nagbabary in the long run. Nag-change siya in the long run. Okay? So that is already called a variable inputs. Okay? In the long run, all factors of production are varies according to the volume of output. Yun. So, nabari na siya according to the law. Okay? Fixed inputs, a short period of time. Okay? At any level of output, the amount is remain the same. Yan. Kahit gaano pa kadami ang yung output, no? Ang level of your output, the amount of the prices are still the same in the short run of fixed inputs. Okay? Fixed inputs, it is the cost of these inputs are called fixed costs. Okay? Ang tawag doon ay fixed cost. Yung okay na, hanggang dyan lang talaga yung price niyan. So that is already a fixed cost. So, fixed na ganun yung magagastos mo. And then we have the example of fixed inputs. Ano yung example ng fixed inputs? Yung land. Di ba? Fixed na yung rental mo sa land every month. Yan. So we have also building. Yan. Saan ka nagre-rental ng buildings? That is already fixed. Okay? So in the long run, fixed inputs are become varies. Pag sinabi mong varies, it's variable or changing. Okay? Now, let's go to variable inputs. Na in the long run, all factors of productions are varies according to the volume of outputs. Na nakadepende sa gaano kadami ang iyong outputs in the long run. So, the cost of variable inputs is also called a variable cost. Yung gastos sa variable inputs ang tawag doon ay variable cost. So examples of variable cost, we have the raw materials, the labor, di ba? Di ba nga pag nag-isang taon ka na diyan sa pinagtatrabahuan mo, ay tumataas ang iyong or nag-i-increase ang iyong sahod. Di ba? Para at least kasi nga dahil sa paghihirap mo. Okay? We have the outputs. When we talk about outputs, it is the goods and services produced by using inputs. No, it is produced by using inputs. Okay. So what are those? What is intermediate goods? So we have two types of outputs. Okay, we have intermediate goods and final goods. Pag sinabi mong intermediate goods, ito yung mga goods na hindi pa tapos, hindi pa siya finish. Kumbaga, pwede pa siyang i-recycle, pwede pa siyang gamitin ulit. Okay? Or pwede pa siyang gamitin to make a product. Okay? That is what we call intermediate goods. Ngayon, pag sinabi mo namang final goods, okay, final goods, ibig sabihin, it is a type of goods na, it is a type of goods na finish na. Hanggang dun lang. Okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya pwedeng i-recycle ulit. Finish na, hanggang dun lang talaga siya. Okay? So you have the total product, an average product. Okay, pag sinabi mong total product, it is an addition or a sum of average product plus marginal product. Okay? That is a sum of average product plus marginal product. Okay? That is a total product. Okay? It's AP plus MP. Okay? Emperador. Ayan. MP. So that will give you a total product. Okay? So what is average product? Always remember, pag sinabi mong average, pag nakita mo yung word na average, always put in your mind the word per. Per. Yan. Per. So what is the definition of this? It is the ratio of total product and one variable inputs. Ano ibig sabihin yan? It is a total product per one variable input. A total product is divided by into a one variable input. Okay? So that is a average product. Pag nakita yung per, laging ilagay sa isipan, that is average. Okay? Now, let's talk about marginal product. What do you mean by marginal product? Pag sinabing marginal, automatic, ang word na yan ay referring to addition. Example, addition, marginal product, it means addition of the product. If you are going to add your input or if you are going to add your raw materials, there is a tendency that your output will also be changing because of the addition of the product. Okay? So these are the stages of production. In stage 1, in the first stage, always remember that is the increase return. Ano ibig sabihin ng increase return? Okay? It is the first stage results from increasing average product. All product curves are increasing average product. Okay? So reach maximum point, we have the MP that begins to decrease. Ano ibig sabihin yan? No? Pag sinabi mong first stage increase return, if this is the graph here, okay? The stage of production in the stages of production in the first stage, no, there is an increasing in the average product. So, ibig sabihin, pag ganito yung graph. Okay? Ibig sabihin, the average product is increasing. Okay? So, that's what we call a first stage. Okay, let's go to the second stage. Let's proceed to the second stage. Diminishing return. Pag sinabi mong diminishing return, unti-unting nawawala ang feelings niya sa'yo. Ganon. Mukha diya. Bilhin. Tama man ka. So, the second stage sets it at the peak of average product. So, ibig sabihin, yung nasa peak ka na, so you have here example. So, example, if yan is the graph, so we have here the line. Example, ganyan. Yung nasa pinaka-peak ka na. Ngayon, you are adding something, okay, experiencing a wide range of decreasing marginal returns. Ano ibig sabihin ng decreasing marginal returns? Marginal, ibig sabihin, dumadagdag ka ng input. Okay? And the law of diminishing marginal returns. Ayan. And law of diminishing marginal returns. And then the third stage is then characterized by negative marginal returns, AP. Ayan. Begins to decrease. And the quantity is still increasing because begins to trade off. And then the marginal product continue to decrease. And marginal product is zero. What do you mean by that? No, in the diminishing return, Ngayon, is nandun ka na sa, ito yung tinatawag natin na AP, right? Increasing. Ngayon, andun ka na sa point of your optimal production. Nasa point ka na ng yung optimal production. Nag-add ka pa ngayon. Nag-add ka pa ng inputs. So, that will give you a diminishing return. Bumababa ng bumababa ang yung kita. Okay? Bumababa din ang yung production. So, that will give you diminishing return. Okay? So, what happened here? Excuse me. There is a decrease in, so there is what we call a decrease in, bumababa ang marginal product. Bumababa ang marginal product until it's get 0. Okay? And then we have here third stage. Ano yung third stage? It is a negative return. Okay? The third stage is then characterized by negative marginal returns and MP, radar, 0 and turns negative. Okay? All products are decreasing. Quantity begins to decrease even though input is being increased. What do you mean by this? Ibig sabihin, sa pagbaba, pag-decline, okay, pag negative, galing sa diminishing, nag-nega, so lumampas doon sa graph, that is already a nega. Okay, sa baba niya, ng graph na yan, that is negative already. Okay, that will give you a third stage in the production. So mag-ano ka pa ba? Magpuproduce ka pa ba kung nagne-negative ka na? Of course not na, kasi maglulugi ka talaga. Parang gumastos ka lang nang hindi ka nakakabawi. Parang gumastos ka lang for nothing. Yon. Okay? So we have, this one is the stages of production. So example, we have the TP, as what I have said, the TP, there is, sabi ko sa inyo, increase, di ba? Tumataas. This is a stage 1. Okay? Tumaas yung total production. Okay? Tumaas yung total production mo. Okay? And stage 2, this one here, stage 2, ito na yung stage 1. Sorry, this is the stage 1 here, increasing point. Okay? Increasing point. In TP. So in TP, in stage 2, ano yung stage 2? There is already a diminishing because this is the optimal part. So minsan yan, nagkakaroon na ng pagkababa ng profit. Ng production, sorry, ng production. Na in stage 3 na ngayon, bumaba na siya ng masyado and that will give you a negative. Okay? So we have also here the AP, the average product, and the MP. That MP will give you a negative or 0. Okay? Negative or 0. Okay. Production function means the functional relationship between inputs and outputs in the process of production. So it is a technical relation which connects factors inputs used in the production function and the level of outputs. So we have the quantity is equals to the factors of production, just as land, labor, capital, organization, technology, and etc. So you're going to add all the expenses that you use in order to produce an output. Okay, we have here the length of run. Pag sinabi mong length of run, we have long run, short run, at saka very short run. Ano nga ba yung long run? Okay. Yung long run, it is a management that which you need to evaluate your investment in the long run. Because kasi nagbabari. In the long run, sa mataas na panahon, okay? Sa mahabang panahon, ay nagkakaroon ng changes sa inputs. Okay, that's all inputs can be treated as variable. Sa long run, lahat ng inputs ay nag-change ang prices, nag-change yung quality. So yon, that is already changing or varying inputs. That is long run. Okay? Pag short run naman ang tawag, okay, pag sinabi mong short run, ibig sabihin, in the short run, some of the input, wait lang. In the short run, one input is fixed, one input is variable and the others are already fixed in the short run. Okay? In the short run, one of input is being variable, is varying, is varying, and the others, yung mga naiwan, that is already a fixed input. Bakit nasabi ko ganon? Nga, may isa sa short run, isa ang may isa na nagva-vary ang gastos, ang prices, no? But however, yung iba ay fixed na. Okay? So give me example. You are going to build a house. And then ang nangyari is every day nagpapasahod ka, right? So that is what we call a fixed cost. Okay? Fixed cost. Saan dun yung one variable cost sa pagpapagawa mo ng bahay? Saan doon? It's either what? The prices of the raw materials? Pwede? Yes, sa materials, no? Kasi malay mo, hindi ka lang sa isang tindahan bumili, baka sa ibang tindahan, iba din ang kanilang presyo. So that is why one input is variable or varying and the others are already fixed. So that is short run. Okay, very short run. Pag sinabi mong very short run, ibig sabihin, only specified time, day, or weeks lang siya. Hindi siya abot ng isang buwan. Okay? Very short run, none of the inputs are variable. Okay? Lahat kasi ng input sa very short run ay fixed. Example, bibili ka ng, gagawa ka ng munchkin. So, bibili ka ngayon ng gatas. So, ngayon gumawa ka ng gatas ngayong araw na yan, nagkulang ng gatas. So, pag bibili ka doon, the same lang syempre yung prices. So, that is what we call very short run. Okay? Very short run. So, what is return to scale? Ano ibig sabihin ng returns to scale? Pagbalik sa production. Okay? Our returns to scale is the quantitative change in output. Ano ibig sabihin quantitative change of output? Amount change in output resulting from a proportionate increase in all inputs. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Pag dumagdag ka ng inputs, and if there is an increase in inputs, there should be an increase in the output. No? Meron ganyan. Meron din bumababa yung output, meron din ganon. So we have actually 3 types of returns to scale. Okay? We have constant. Ano ibig sabihin ng constant? All inputs are increased, given proportion. Output increases, same proportion. Large firms are equally efficient. Ano ibig sabihin yan? No? Kung gaano kadami ang yung input, equals siya sa output. Okay? So sa constant return to scale, input is equals to output. Okay? Ano naman yung increasing returns to scale? Ito yung sinasabi natin, lesser, ang output mo is greater than input. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Mas malaki mas madami yung napoproduce mong output sa ganyan, sa kaliit na or sa konting inputs na ginamit mo. So the larger firms could produce more output than smaller firms. Bakit gusto niyo mag-produce ang larger firms na madaming output? Kasi nga yung input kasi is mura lang. No, mura lang yung mga presyo at saka mura lang din yung cost. Hindi siya mahal. So that is why increasing returns to scale kasi paborito 'yan ng mga negosyante. Mas madaming output ang napoproduce sa maikling inputs. Okay? So ibig sabihin it is being efficient and maximizing all the resources they have. Letter C. Ano ibig sabihin ng letter C? Decreasing returns to scale. Ibig sabihin malaki yung gastos mo sa input. Okay? Malaki yung gastos mo sa input kesa sa output. Ibig sabihin, ang laki ng gastos ko. Tapos, konti lang naman ang nagagawa kong output. Example, ang nagastos mo ay sa input ay 500,000 pero ang nagawa mo lang output is kung i-total mo ang kanyang sale, ang aabot lang siya ng 400,000. So is that fair? No. It decreasing the returns to scale. Ibig sabihin, naglulugi. Lugi na yon kasi nga mas mataas ang yung input kesa sa output. So that is what we call decreasing returns to scale. Kuha? We have profit. Ano yung profit? No, a profit is also known as the leftover. Ano yung leftover? Pag sa pagkain, nagkakaroon tayo ng leftover, naiwan yung mga sobra, ibig sabihin busog na tayo. So yung sobra doon, ay yun ang tinatawag nating profit. A profit, it is a difference between the total revenue minus the total cost. Okay? It is the difference between the revenue received from the sales and minus the what? The total cost. And that will give you a profit. So what is total revenue? A total revenue, it is an amount received from the sale. O, yung ilan yung sales mo? That's your total revenue. Okay? Total cost, yung lahat ng nagastos mo. Value of the inputs firm uses in production. So lahat ng total cost na ginamit mo. It's either variable cost or fixed cost. Basta cost. Okay? So there are two types of total costs. We have explicit cost at saka implicit cost. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng explicit cost? Ito yung example, di ba pag bumibili tayo ng mga materials or bumibili tayo ng mga kinakailangan natin sa ating negosyo ay naglalabas tayo ng pera as pambayad, as price, right? Binabayaran natin yung mga binili natin, nagpapalabas tayo ng pera. That is cash outlay. Pinapalabas mo yung pera and that is what we call explicit cost. Ano yung implicit cost? Ito yung type ng implicit na hindi nagpapalabas ng pera. Example, the owner's time to entertain you and to give you services, that is implicit cost. Yung labor, that is what we call implicit cost. Wala kang nilalabas na pera. Okay? Kundi serbisyo lang. Yan. So, serbisyong totoo, hatid ng TV5. Okay, so that is implicit cost. Okay, kuha niyo lang.
Ano ulit, sir? Hindi pa ulit, sir, kasi naguluhan ako.
Saan doon?
Sa implicit tsaka explicit, sir.
Explicit from the word itself, X. X. Lumabas. Yon. Nagpapalabas ka ng pera. Yon. Example, di ba, if you give salary, you are going to give money, right? You are going to give money, nagpapalabas ka ng pera. Yun, nagpapalabas ka ng pera sa mismo mong bulsa or sa mismo mong account. Okay? So, nagpapalabas ka. That is what we call explicit cost, yung gastos mo na explicit. Yung implicit cost naman, ito yung type na cost na, example, yung owner's time to entertain you, yung services, yung labor, that is what we call implicit cost. Example, tignan natin. Example na explicit cost tsaka implicit cost. You have a karenderya, right? Sa karenderya, so may mga tao talaga yan, may mga tao, may mga cashier, meron din magse-serve, no? So ang may-ari ngayon ay binibilang niya yung kanyang total sale. Tapos mina-minus niya yung gastos niya sa mga ingredients. Okay, yun ang tawag doon. Ang tawag sa mga ingredients, that is what we call explicit cost. Kasi you are using your money in order to buy or to buy ingredients for your product.
Sir.
Ngayon, alin doon ang implicit cost? Okay, yung implicit cost, yun yung labor. Yung labor. Kasi aside doon sa kinatas mo sa ingredients, syempre babayaran mo yung labor or serbisyo ng iyong tao. So that is implicit cost. Kuha?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Kuha ba?
Kuha, sir.
Ayan, hindi na grade 2. Ayan. We have letter A, we have accounting profit. Accounting profit, ito yung total revenue minus total explicit cost. Ano ibig sabihin nun? The total revenue minus the total, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo eh. Di ba yung ilan yung sales mo, ito yung may-ari ngayon. Yung ilan yung sales niya sa karinderya, tapos mina-minus niya yung mga ingredient niya, yung nagastos siya sa ingredient niya. So that is what we call accounting profit. Pag sinabi mo namang economic profit, yun na, included na yung ingredient, tsaka yung labor or services ng iyong mga tao. That is economic profit. Kasi it includes the individuals already. Okay?
Paano ano yun, sir?
Ha?
May given ba to? Paano halimbawa? May given ba yan?
Given. Wala namang given yan. You're going to memorize like accounting profit. Ano pinagkaiba ng accounting? Yung nag-account ka, nag-calculate ka. Yung tawag dyan, pag ikaw ang kahera, you total the sales, and then you minus the nagastos ng mga ingredient, ganon. So that is what we call accounting profit. Hindi pa kasali doon ang implicit cost sa accounting profit ang tawag doon. Okay? Anong economic profit naman? Ito yung nagtotal ka ng mga sales, tapos tinotal mo din yung minus mo yung total ng ingredients na nagastos mo, pati ang bayad mo sa labor ng iyong serbisyo, ng iyong empleyado. So that is economic profit. Kuha?
Kuha, sir.
O, yun. Guess mo na. Economic kasi, bakit siya tinawag na economic? Kasi sinalali mo na kasi yung tao, yung labor tsaka services niya. Labor services is also known as economic. It cannot be accounting. It cannot be account because it's services. Services is only the services or the labor of the people is refers to the economic or economy. Yan. Individual, ganon. So you have the factors of production, you have the land, labor, capital, and organization. Okay, or entrepreneurship, okay, or investment. Okay, a land is a land. It's a natural land. Natural resources, okay? You have the water, the sea, ayan. They are all free, gift from nature, and they are fixed, okay? Labor, it is a human labor, mental, physical, or services. That is the labor. A capital, ito yung mga machine, equipments, that is a capital. Organization, entrepreneurship, investment, management, that is, huy, abi na ko sa Jude. Kalo-kalo talaga, my God. That is what we call pera. Pera, ang money ay hindi kapital. Okay? Ang money is an investment. Okay? Always put that in your mind. Bigla ko na ay nabuto, kinuha ko. Okay, so that is the theory of production. Let's proceed now to theory of cost. What is theory of cost? Pag sinabi mong cost, ito yung gastos. Yun. It is the measure of the alternative opportunities for gain in the choice of one good or activity over others. So it measures the measure, ibig sabihin pag sinabi mong measure, ibig sabihin kina-count niya yung alternative opportunities. Okay? Kina-count niya yung alternative opportunities na nawala. Yun. At nagamit, yun. That is cost. Letter A, we have short-run cost. Ano ibig sabihin ng short-run cost? It is a cost. Some factors of production are being fixed. Okay, di ba? In the short run, pinag-usapan natin, in the short run, lahat ng inputs, lahat ng mga costs or gastos mo are fixed. Okay? In the very short run. Di ba? Very short run, lahat ng inputs mo are fixed in the very short run. Correct? Pero sa short run, isa ang fixed, isa ang variable cost, and the others are already fixed. Pero fixed pa rin yun mahulog. Okay? Long run cost. Ano ba yung long run cost? It is a cost long enough to permit the change of all factors of production. Ibig sabihin, in the long time, in the long run, or in the long span of timeline, long span of time, yon. So the cost is changing. It's varying. Okay, in the long run. Total cost. What is total cost? It is a multi-variate function depicted as a function of output. A total cost is equals to, diba pinag-usapan natin? A total cost is equals to total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Okay, yan. Okay, this is letter C actually. Letter C, letter D yan, letter D, sorry. Letter D, we have total fixed cost. Ano yung total fixed cost? At fixed na talaga siya. Yun na yun. Okay? Total fixed cost or also known as sunk cost or overhead cost. The slope is 0. Bakit slope niya is 0? Kasi within the line lang siya. Like here, sa gilid ba or sa dito ba? Ibig sabihin, ang slope niya is 0. Okay? So, it is a sunk cost. Bakit tinawag siya na sunk cost yung total fixed cost? Kasi nga, nasangit. Nasangit. Ano ibig sabihin ng sangit? Di ba pag nasangit, fixed na yun na nasangit siya doon. Right? Nasangit siya. Pag sinabi mo namang overhead cost, overhead hanggang doon na. Yung pinaka-top or point of production niya. Pinaka-top, yun naman overhead. Overhead na sobraan sa taas. Sobraan sa head. Overhead, sa taas ng head. Okay? So that is already a total fix. Yun na, fixed na yun. It's already fixed. Example, payment of the rent for the land, buildings, and equipment can be. Basta rent ang pinag-uusapan. That is total fixed cost. Total variable cost. Ito yung mga type ng cost that is changing. Right? Changes as the amount of output changes. Upward sloping curve starting from the origin. So, ibig sabihin, total variable cost is, ang graph niya is pa ganito. It is upward sloping curve. Ayan. Upward sloping curve starting from the origin up. So that is a total variable cost. Kuha? So that is total variable cost. So you have examples, purchases of raw materials, wages, water, electricity, and fuel. Total cost, yung nasabi ko sa inyo, total fixed cost plus the total variable cost. The graph is parallel to that of TVC. Okay, vertical distance between, okay, pag sabi mo parallel, sabay-sabay, okay. Dito ang fixed cost, dito naman ang variable cost. So they are still parallel. We have letter F, okay. Letter F, marginal cost. Letter G na lang, sabihin ko na lang letter G. Marginal cost, pag sinabi mo marginal from the word itself, addition. Addition of cost. Addition of gastos. Yun. Yun na, wag na natin ano. So we have addition of gastos. Ibig sabihin, ang shape ng kanyang curve ay U-shape. Paano ang U-shape na ganyan? Pag ganito ang U-shape. Ganyan. Ibig sabihin, pag ganyan ang curving niya. Or pag ganito. Para mas pag ganyan. Basta U-shape. So that is marginal cost. As you're going to add one more unit, mag-iiba din, mag-change din ang output. Madadagdagan din. Okay? Letter G. Letter H. Okay? Average cost. Ano nga ba yung average cost? Okay? Or AC. It is measures the total cost per unit of output used. Okay? Average cost, also known as U-shaped curve. Yun, U-shaped curve. This is the graph here, and this is the U-shaped curve. Ana, ganito. That is a U-shaped curve. So, sino-sino yung U-shaped curve? We have marginal cost, we have average cost. Yan. Pag sinabi mo average cost, agad-agad lagi ilagay sa isipan, that is per. Pag marinig nyo talaga yung word na per, that is average, agad ang nasa utak. Average. Per. Hala, may per sa sentence. Agad-agad nalagay sa utak natin ay average cost. Pero nakadepende pa yan kung utility per unit. Pag utility per unit, hindi yan siya average cost, that is average utility. Pag nakita nyo, cost per unit, that is average cost. Okay? Nakadepende pa rin sa variable. And we have I, average variable cost. Average variable cost is also a U-shaped curve. U-shaped curve din siya ang average variable cost. Measures the total variable. Pag sinabi mong variable cost, average, may word na naman na per. Ayan. May word na naman na per. Agad-agad sa isipan, that is average. Okay? Pag sinabi mong variable, minsan kasi hindi nila ginagamit ang word na total variable cost sa board exam. Ang ginagawa nila is, ganito ang ginalagay nila na sentence. Measures the total changes of cost, ganun ang nilalagay nila, or total varying of the cost per unit. No, agad-agad naisipan, changes, varying of the cost. And that is what we call variable cost. Yon. Yun. Ganun yun, Madi. Okay, ganun yun, para hindi ka na grade 2. Yan. Lagyan yun sa isipan, ha? Example, pag nakalagay naman doon sa board exam, nakalagay doon, it measures the total of unchanged cost or unvarying cost per unit. That is what we call average fixed cost. Nasa isipan agad yan. Average fixed cost. Yon. Kasi nga, unvary, hindi daw nag-change, no? Unchanged, hindi daw nag-change. Ano ba yung hindi nag-change? That is fixed cost. Yun na yung decision niya. Pag iniwan ka na talaga. Okay? That is already fixed cost. That's already fixed decision, Madi. Okay? Always put that in our mind that pag nakita natin na per, it's average. Pero magbabago yan when there is a statement that is changing already. Kasi hindi naman ganyan maglagay sa board exam. Pag ganyan maglagay sa board exam, wala na, perfect na. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi meron ng hint doon na word na fix. Pero minsan iniiba nila ang word. No? Kasi dictionary. Okay. What is the slope of the average fixed cost? It is declining and going into zero. Pag naabot yung total fixed cost or average fixed cost, ang graph kasi ng fixed cost ay pababa yan. Ibig sabihin, pag ganito. Okay? Pababa yan. Ibig sabihin, going into a shutdown rule or nalulugi na ang iyong negosyo. Okay? So, MP, marginal product and marginal cost curve. So, the minimum point of marginal cost curve is the maximum point of the marginal product curve. Ano ibig sabihin na yan? Always remember that a profit is also referring to MP is equals to MC. Marginal product is equals to marginal cost. Okay? So you have price and output determination in perfectly competitive market. Makinig mabuti kasi lumalabas to sa board exam. Kahit kanina mga na-explain ko sa inyo, lumalabas talaga yun sa board exam. Perfectly competitive market. Okay, diretso ko na sasabihin sa inyo. Pag sinabi mong perfectly competitive market, ito yung type na market na pwede ka lang pumasok, pwede ka lang din lumabas. No? Kung papasok ka sa market na to, kung magbebenta ka, benta lang, pasok ka lang. Pag gusto mong lumabas, pag ayaw mo na magbenta, pwede lang din hindi ka lang benta. Wala namang sa'yo magpa-person na hindi ka kailangan mo talaga magbenta. So that is perfectly competitive market. In the perfectly competitive market, ang tawag din sa kanila ay price takers. Bakit sa kanila tawag ay price takers? Kasi nga, example, sa isang market kayo, lahat kayo sa isang market, may gulayan, di ba? Maraming gulayan, no? Pare-parehan ng presyo. Okay? Pare-parehan ng presyo. Kahit magkano pa ang nagastos mo dyan, okay? Pare-pareha lang ang presyo. Okay? Paano, sir, example? Sa tindahan na to, okay, example na, let's say, lahat ng gulay ay fresh. Lahat ng gulay ay fresh. Sandali lang, ha? Hello. Di mo na siya wala siya ice? Wala siya sugar? Okay na. Okay na.
Okay na siya. That's iron.
Last ice, ako lang siya. Butangin na lang og karang milk. Ayan, sorry ha. So when talk about perfectly competitive market, example, fresh ang gulay lahat. Or let's say, fresh ang mga fruits. Yon. So pag fresh ang mga fruits, ibig sabihin, sa market na yan, dapat pantay-pantay lahat ng mga presyo nila. Hindi pa pwedeng, hala, si Stephanie, malaki yung ano niya, mataas ang presyo ng kanyang ng prutas niya. Tapos si Jason, mababa yung presyo ng prutas niya kasi gusto ni Jason, maubos agad yung benta niya. That's not a perfect competitive market. That is what we call imperfect competitive market. Bakit siya tinawag na imperfect competitive market? Kasi nga, presko nga parehas sila ng gulay at saka presyo bakit binababa ni Jason yung kanyang presyo? Okay? So that is what we call imperfect competitive market. A perfect competitive market, all product are homogeneous. Yon. Pare-parehas lahat ng product, Kung magbenta ka ng barbecue sa harap ng bahay mo, ilang araw may nagbebenta na din ng barbecue. Tama? Kaugalian ng mga Pilipino. Okay? So, nagkakaroon ka na ngayon ng kompetensya, no? Nagkakaroon ka ng kompetensya. Kasi pare-pareha kayo ng mga price eh. That is what we call price taker. Okay? So, pag pumasok ka sa isang market, you should be a price taker and a price risker. Yun. Dapat yun, kasi risky yan eh sa presyo. That is perfectly competitive market. Okay? Sa imperfectly competitive market, you cannot just get inside. Hindi ka pwedeng pumasok sa ano. Sa imperfectly competitive market, there is no in the imperfect free competitive market, you are being controlled by the government. Kasi hindi pa pwedeng bumababa-baba ka lang ng presyo, tapos yung kabila hindi na mabebenta yung kanilang presyo, ay yung kanilang product because mababa ang yung presyo. Kasi gusto mo maubos agad sa iyo lahat. 'Yon. Hindi po yun maganda ang ganon. So dapat there should be a pantay-pantay or sporty na competitive market. So that's why we have perfectly competitive market. We're na imperfectly competitive market. Okay? Ang pagkaka-define po ng imperfectly competitive market, yun po yung market na hindi pantay-pantay. Okay? Hindi pantay-pantay ang presyo. They are not being price takers. Ang inaano lang nila, hinahabol lang nila is maubos yung kanilang stocks. Yun. Yung mga gulay, yan. Nangyayari din yan. Binababaan nila ang presyo ng kanilang gulay pag hindi na siya presko. Yun. Pag hindi na siya presko. Okay? So, Assumes market are perfectly competitive. So, that is perfectly competitive market. So, what is total revenue? How can you get a total revenue? A total revenue is the gross income from selling a product. Example. Total revenue. Example, si Stephanie ay nagluluto ng pizza. Ayun. Nagluluto ng pizza si Stephanie. Pagkatapos ay ang ato is 100 pesos. Okay? 100 pesos. Okay? Tapos yung quantity, ano yung quantity? Ilan ang napoproduce ni Stephanie sa araw pizza? 50 pieces na pizza. So yan. Ang stated yan, bukas, mag-50 ako na pieces na pizza. Pala, malalaman mo na kung ilan yung babalik sa'yo na sale. Okay? Yung gross income mo. So, babalik doon. So, you have 50 times 100. 100 is the price, 50 is the quantity, and that will give you 5,000. Bukas, kung ganyan kadami, ang 50 na pizza ang iyong lulutuin or ipoproduce in 100 pesos na price, magkakaroon ka ng 5,000 pesos. Ay, sige, malaki pala. Tapos yung gastos mo ay hindi umabot ng 5,000. Siguro mga 2,500 lang or 3,000 or 2,000 lang. So malaki yung ano mo, yung income na babalik sa iyo. So ano your profit, babalik sa iyo ng profit ay malaki. Kasi nga the marginal revenue is higher than the marginal cost. Kuha ba ninyo? Uy, salita kayo. Para kayong mga PP ah. So that is what we call total revenue. Okay? Tanungin ko kayo ngayon. Sige kayo. Hala. Wala din nasaksak ang charger? You will be having a quiz tomorrow, ha? About this.
Situational ba yun, sir?
Yes.
Very good.
Very. Parang tanga. Okay. Kumaka very good.
Gusto ko yun.
Ay, pinapasanay ko kayo ng situational, ng technical because in the board examination, there's a lot of, kailangan yung inyong reading comprehension ay masanay kayo sa mga,
Thank you, sir.
technicalities. Diba? Then we have the profit maximization condition or profit maximization versus shutdown rule. Yan. I want you to focus on this because lumabas sa board exam. When is the time that there is a profit maximization and when is the time na nagkakaroon ng shutdown rule or pagkababa or pagkalugmok ng iyong negosyo? Okay? So we are already familiar with the profit, we already familiar with the marginal revenue, we already familiar with the marginal cost. Always remember that profit maximization condition will always have the formula of profit ay the same with the marginal revenue equals to marginal revenue. And huwag kung tumaas ang marginal revenue, wag ang tumaas ang marginal cost. Okay? I want you to think like a seller. I want you to think like a businessman on this. We have letter A. Profit is vertical distance between total revenue and total cost. Okay? It is a vertical distance between the TR and the yung revenue cost, right? And the TC. Ibig sabihin, nagka-cross yung TR at saka yung TC. The total revenue is intersection with the total cost in the quantity 1 and the quantity 2. Okay? Since in the stage 1, the profit is 0. 0 pa yung profit. Bakit? Bakit 0? Kasi nga, yung total revenue mo is equal to your total cost. Ibig sabihin, gumastos ka ng 500,000, ngayon yung output mo, ang lalabas doon sa revenue ng output mo is 500,000 pesos also. So that is what we call a non-profit, a non-zero profit. Okay? Our profit is equals to 0. Kuha in the stage 1. Okay? In the stage 2, ito yung pinakagusto-gusto ng mga tawag dyan ng mga businessman, no? There is an increase in the total revenue, no? There is a, okay? Now, in the stage 2, nagkakaroon na ng profit, positive profit. Ibig sabihin, tumaas yung total revenue. The total revenue is greater than total cost. Yon, tumaas yung total revenue mo kaysa sa total cost mo. Ibig sabihin, syempre maligaya yung yung businessman. Ay, salamat Lord. Hindi pala ako malulugi. Nagkaroon pa pala ako ng income. Ganon. Stage 3, anong nangyayari sa stage 3? Ang nangyayari sa stage 3 is that to the left of the Q1, the quantity 1, and to the right of the quantity 2, okay, the total cost is greater than total revenue. So therefore, there is a negative profit. Ano nangyayari if there is a negative profit? It means that you are having losses, no? Nagkakaroon ka ng pagkalugi sa negosyo. Yon, kasi nga mataas ang iyong total cost mo, yung expenses mo kaysa sa total revenue mo. Kuha? Nagas nyo ba ako? So that is stage 3. Okay? Yan po ay stage 3. Ano naman yung stage 4? Stage 4 is a profit maximizing level of output is when slopes of total revenue and total cost are equal. So that is profit maximizing level where the total revenue and the total cost is equal. Kuha niyo ako? In the profit maximization, in the stage 1, there is non-zero profit. Wala pang profit na nangyari. Okay? In the stage 2, mataas ang revenue kesa sa total cost. So positive ang profit. Okay? Shifting to the right. Shifting to the right yan, pag positive. Pag stage 3 naman, what happened to the curve? Shifting to the left. Okay? Because the total cost is greater than total revenue. Okay? So you are having a negative profit at saka nawawalan ka na, ay nagluluses na, nagkakaroon ka na ng pagkalugi. Yun. And lastly, the stage 4, yung tinatawag nating profit maximizing level or profit maximization is when the slopes of the total revenue and the total cost are equal. So, walang...
break even, sir.
Yes, correct. That is break even. Perfect. That is letter B. Ito yung tinatawag nating shutdown rule. Okay, bakit shutdown ang tawag sa kanya, no? Yung ating negosyo. Okay, using per unit curves. Oh, may word na naman na per. Ang word na per is referring to average. Yun. May word na naman na per. Ano ba yan si per? Yan, lagi sa utak. Per, madi, per. Para hindi ka na grade 2. Yan, per. Okay? Stage 1, we have profit. The profit maximizing level of output is at point of intersection of marginal revenue and marginal costs. Okay? The profit is maximizing, okay, level of output. Pinamaxify yung level ng output at the point na nagkakaroon ng intersection. Ibig sabihin, there is no happening pa ng losses. Wala pang nangyayaring pagkabagsak or pagkalugi. Okay? Sa stage 1. So stage 2, okay, nagkakaroon ng profit is equals to marginal revenue is equals to the minimum average cost. Ano yung minimum average cost? Okay, pag-usapan natin later. Minimum average cost and then the total cost is equals to total revenue and profit is 0. And that is what we call the break-even point. Na may nangyayaring profit at all muna. So that is what we call break-even. Yung example, that is break-even. Okay? May nangyayaring shifting pero break-even pa rin. Okay? Example, dito ang curve. Parang gumawa na naman ng isang curve dito, pero pares lang siyempre. Pares pa rin yung kanyang... Hello, wala siya nasaksak? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Ayan. So, ang nangyayari is that nagkakaroon ng break-even point. Okay? So now, let's go to the stage 3. Ano nga ba yung stage 3? Yung stage 3, ito yung if the profit is equals to marginal revenue is equals to the minimum of average variable cost. Beware of the word, ha? Average variable cost. You know what's average variable cost? Okay, yan. That is what we call the shutdown time. Okay. Mas maganda kasing gawin yan pag nasa graph. Okay. So if this is the graph, okay. So this is what we call the what do you call this one? MP. Yan, marginal product. And then we have here the AC, average cost. And we have here the IT pala total product, sorry, total producable cost. Ayan. So, what is the break even? Okay, so yeah, ganyan yung curve, ha? Imagine niyo muna, ganyan yung curve. In the stage total product section niya. So, ibig sabihin, wala pang nangyayari. Nandun pa yung maximizing of the level ng AC. From here, nagaling ka sa taas dati, ay nagkaroon ng problem sa production. So, ngayon naabutan mo na yung AC. Okay? Naabutan mo na yung AC, yung average cost. Ibig sabihin, break even yan. Ibig sabihin ng break even, ibig sabihin, pwede kang malugi kung boom, yun, pwede ka pang bumawi. So the AC there, the minimum of